We are here at Copa, Virginia. We are in the men's absolute advanced division, in the cash prize division of Copa, Virginia. We have Christian Banghart in the gray, and we have Yuta Shimada in the black and green.
And we
Christian
saw
shoots in, and Yuta immediately counters, and Christian gets the takedown points for that. Immediately trying to run all the way around Yuta's guard there and put heavy chest pressure down on Shimada.
and Shimada looks completely fine. To be playing that from that position, and they roll out in a leg
Christian
entanglement.
immediately goes for the legs there. It looks like a strong position. We're going to reset in the top position here. We're going to give 2 points for the submission out of bounds for Banghart.
And Banghart looks like he's going to shoot low again.
Yeah, we've seen Banghart do that a lot.
Well, especially against someone like Yuta that we know.
We're going to pause. And we're going to change the score back to make that an advantage. For the submission out of bounds.
Okay, and we are back on. It looks like Yuta's trying to stay quite low because he knows that Christian's coming in low. And he's going to try to probably get that underhook to do.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if we're going to see
again.
That drop Sanagi attempt. But again, Christian's staying super low. And it's actually probably going to be hard for Yamada to get his head under that for that drop Sanagi. Yuta immediately pulls guard into the butterfly.
And then tries that sweep that we saw him do earlier today.
Yeah, we've seen him do that under butterfly guard sweep a couple of times and be successful with it. Christian immediately goes to try to scoop the head here. Going for the body lock pass and kind of shuttling between the body lock pass and the high shoulder grip is Banghart. I think Yuta is going for a variation of a Kimura grip and kind of trying to dig for the Kimura grip on that body lock.
He is, but Christian's doing a really good job of keeping his head in a good position, as well as his hands cinched around his waist as he tries to fight his way through Yuta's guard.
Yeah, the elbows are really low, so it's hard for Shimada to actually go through and get that Kimura grip, although he is looking for it. I'm curious to see if Banghart's going to try to pass with this all the way to the back because his head is so far behind Yamada's shoulder there. It's definitely a possibility. We know Yamada has a very good butterfly guard, so that's going to be a difficult transition to make for Banghart.
And we have Banghart coming back up, and we have Yuta immediately trying to wrestle back up and then throw him by.
Looking for that Uchimata there, but Banghart does a good job of staying in front of it there.
And staying balanced and not allowing him to really push him off guard or off balance.
Yep. Christian with a heavy collar tie there, looking to pull down.
And it looks like both gentlemen are kind of trying to work their own. Wonder if we're going to see Christian get 2 for that. Just because.
I think that was a pull. I think I would count that as a pull for Yamada.
Well, Yamada pushed forward and then
For
Christian
Yuta
pushed
Shimada.
back. So we have Yuta going after that arm with both of his hands on that far arm. Almost like he is going after a Kimura. Or maybe he's just trying to keep that arm away so he can't get the crossface to flatten him out in that position.
Yeah, both are very valid strategies. Christian doing a really good job scooping. He's going to actually, looks like he's going to throw that choke in from the pass there. He's going to drive him up.
It's right across this chin.
Yeah, he's going to drive Yuta's head up with that. It makes it a really difficult position for Yamada to actually maintain the guard there, but he does, and he's able to do so. And we're going to stop, and we're going to reset to the center, potentially with the same positions.
And we have 3:42 left in this match. We have Christian Banghart up 2-0 over Yuta Shimada. And we have these two gentlemen working with Yuta from a half guard that's locked and Christian trying to pass. Christian seems to be going after that body lock pass again, but Yuta seems like he's going after that arm with both of his hands on that arm and continuing to attack and maybe slide that knee over.
Yeah, Yuta goes for an inversion there on the leg, and Christian does a really good job of kind of bringing up his torso and really going heavy on the legs to prevent that Yuta from being able to get under that. Christian going to the power half here, trying to turn Yamada down. Potentially looking to enter into a Darce there, but Yamada's able to pull his head out.
And if you watch Yamada's feet, as soon as Christian kind of takes the foot away from his butt, he keeps on hooking that leg around and pushing through, trying to grab that leg and pull that leg away to make space. He is going after the one leg.
Yeah, Yuta doing a really good job here going to the X guard. Christian does a shuttle pass to the outside and is able to almost get through and force Yuta back into the half guard. Yuta turtles up in order to retain the guard and runs through. Very nice sequence for both guys.
And we have 2:24 left in the match. We have Christian Banghart up by 2. He is on top with Yuta Shimada on the bottom.
Yeah, I think what you were saying earlier is Yuta's doing a really good job of actually trying to prevent Christian from bringing that front side crossface in.
Yeah, I think that's what he was doing. I was trying to figure out if it was he was also going after a sub for that, or if it was just more of trying to keep that arm away.
Yeah, I think it's a situational thing where it functionally does both, but I think he's trying to prevent the crossface there.
Yuta might be going after that leg that he has.
Yeah, so Christian's leg is between Yuta Shimada's leg there. So Yamada potentially, Shimada, so potentially has a roll through there, but Christian does a good job of pulling it out, and they're doing this nice leg pummel where they're both trying to step over, and Christian does a great job stepping through, gets the advantage, gets both hooks in, potentially is going to score back mount here.
And Yuta's doing a really good job of keeping himself from getting belly down on the mat. He is hand fighting at this point. He's trying to keep Christian's hands away from the choke, and at the same time kind of blocking him. Yuta gets all the way up to almost his feet.
Yeah, almost shucks Christian off the top there. He's able to do a beautiful job of getting his guard back, and is actually able to prevent Christian from scoring the back mount hooks, which is phenomenal there.
And
I think Christian actually had his feet crossed, maybe.
Yeah.
Which is why he didn't score that.
And Christian keeps on going in, maybe for a Darce, maybe just to control that arm. He's just trying to keep Yuta down and not allow him to access one of his arms or his legs. Because at this point he realizes that Yuta's going to go after and try to...
I mean, Yuta only has 30 seconds left and he's down by 2. Christian has 4 advantages to Yuta's 1. So, Yuta really has to go and fire off those sub attempts because with this late in the match, it's going to be very hard to secure something positionally on Banghart. Christian's doing he gets it. He gets the sweep for 2.
And he gets a guard pass.
Yep. But Christian does a great job getting up. Yuta looking for the triangle here.
And he's got 5 seconds left.
He's got 5 seconds. This is a very, very close match, and that is time. And Christian Banghart takes it over Yuta Shimada. 2-2, 4 advantages for Christian, and 1 or 2 advantages for Yuta Shimada. An amazing match from both competitors, and Christian Banghart takes the cash prize division at the Copa Virginia Absolute Bracket.
Sure.
How you doing? We are here at Copa Virginia talking to Christian Banghart. Christian just won the Copa Virginia Absolute cash prize division. Christian, you're no stranger to this division. You've done it a number of times. You've won it before. Were your tactics and your preparation going into this one any different than they were in the past when you've won, or have you made any changes to your game in the last couple of years to take this one?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a martial artist first. I hate competing, so for me to really combat the nerves, I try to just focus on developing skills when I'm coming out here. Today I wanted to play guard, and I wanted to work on my passing, some areas recently that just didn't work out so well for me before, so I've been trying to make some improvements on that, specifically on my tight passing, being able to get in and try to pummel through the guard, and then working on my own guard as well. So basically wanted to try to sit in most of the matches, try to come up and then work some passing. So that's like the basic outline of the game plan for the day.
In your finals match with Yuta Shimada, we saw you playing a lot more from kind of the body lock. Is that something that you're looking to do specifically for kind of guys in the absolute, or is that something you're looking to incorporate more into matches that you have in weight divisions and in absolutes?
Yes, so to answer your question, yeah, I'm trying to work the body lock, but more specifically, I've been trying to get away when I'm working like with butterfly half, I'm generally going for that head and arm, and that's I think been my problem from before, where now I'm trying to drop down, get to the body, and I found like I had a much better job of like pummeling through the guard, and this has been actually something I've been struggling with before. When I go out into a competition, I just couldn't seem to make that switch, so I'm actually pretty pleased that I was finally able to make that adjustment and get a hold of myself.
Awesome. A lot of times throughout the match with Yuta in your final, you were trying to you were going for a crossface from the top side, and Yuta was doing a really good job of putting both hands and stopping that. How did you deal with that specifically? Being unable to throw that crossface in and get to the body lock. What adjustments did you make in the match to deal with that?
So, I think a big part had to do with my size. So being able to like reach around the back, I could get away, start to pull down that elbow prop, and then just kind of stick him there and kind of work him. So I wanted to grind him out in that position and just kind of hold and start working to try to pummel my legs through. I felt like he was very strong, but I knew he was going to have to carry my weight there. So I didn't think I'd have success right away, but I thought it would kind of make the match near the end, and that would be the difference.
It definitely did. You outscored him, and you were able to take the cash prize here at Copa, Virginia. Maybe I should have blurred part of that out.
Sorry.
It's all good. But Christian, as always, a pleasure to call your matches.
Thank
I really
you.
appreciate the activity and that you bring, especially for these kind of divisions locally. And I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Congratulations.
I appreciate you, sir.
Awesome.